Hi, friends. This is Rick Schultz, the videographer for the Music of Hope and Comfort. I just wanted to shout out a big thanks to Carl and his wife, Danielle, for being the directors of our music program for the last 15 years at St. John's Lutheran Church. It's been wonderful having you, and your work is so appreciated. But this Music of Hope and Comfort series has been going now for quite a while, and Carl's been doing so much work putting these things together along with Paul playing the music, and now we have Mark Cornatz helping us with the video side of it. So I'm grateful for this team of people that are working to put these programs together, and again, I just want to say thank you for that. So I hope that you enjoyed today's program.
Welcome to this week's edition of Music of Hope and Comfort. We are pleased you have chosen to watch and listen to our program. As many of you probably have heard, this past Sunday, Carl Schock passed away at the age of 91. Dr. Schock was a titan of Christian music and particularly of Lutheran music. He was a brilliant professor of church music for decades at Concordia University in River Forest, including being one of my professors. He wrote scores of hymn tunes and choral anthems that have been sung worldwide for many years. He has 12 hymn tunes or arrangements in our current hymnal. His hymns are in more than 30 different denominational hymnals, and he was an exceedingly humble man. I could go on for pages of all of his accomplishments, but since this is a program of music of hope and comfort, today Paul Frazee and I will be playing his music. Today's program features mostly organ music written by Carl Schock. We will start with a splendid hymn text that is in the addendum section to the Lutheran service book. It is number 972, and the hymn is, I Trust, O Christ, in You Alone. Paul Frazee will read the third verse of this hymn text, whose words were written by Adam Rusner, who lived in the early 16th century. Then I will play an arrangement of the tune by Dr. Schock. The text of the poem reads,
With you, O Lord, I cast my lot. O faithful God, forsake me not. To you my soul commending, Lord, be my stay and lead the way, now and when life is ending.
Concordia Publishing House put out a series of 12 volumes of organ chorale prelude music over a period of 6 years. This was a mind-boggling task. One volume was published every 6 months for 6 years. The series is called Hymn Prelude Library. It contains a chorale prelude based on every single hymn in the hymnal. All of the preludes were fresh and written by living composers. CPH invited about 100 composers to write for this mammoth series. Since its publication, a number of the composers included in this collection have passed on, including Phil Gehring, who died several months ago. Now, Dr. Schock is no longer with us. Dr. Schock wrote 7 chorale preludes for this series, and today you'll hear all 7 of them, plus a few other compositions by Dr. Schock. I will begin with an arrangement of I Trust, O Christ, in You Alone. Next, I will play Dr. Schock's arrangement of the organ of hymn number 852, O God of Mercy, God of Might. The text was written by 19th century poet Godfrey Thüring. Then I will play his hymn arrangement of Jesus Christ, My Sure Defense. Now, one of the things that Dr. Schock did that was kind of fun, I think the guy enjoyed doing this, was he'd write wonderful counter melodies for the tune, and he had a good sense of humor, and he used to do things like that. This is one of those pieces that has a great sense of humor in it with my left hand, and I'm playing it on this really cool stop. So, okay, here we go. I think that's kind of a neat piece. It sounds like he had a loose bassoon that got loose. So, okay, our next piece is Jesus Christ, My Sure Defense. Paul will play the next three selections. They are number 383, A Great and Mighty Wonder, which is also the tune for the carol Lo how Rosen Erblooming. Then he will play Dr. Schock's arrangement of O Little Town of Bethlehem, followed by the anthem Before the Marvel of the Night. This very popular and gorgeous anthem was written back in 1981. It has been sung throughout the world, including by our senior choir. That's one of the wonderful pieces that if you've ever sung it, you'll never forget it for the rest of your life. It's also one of those pieces that's been rearranged by Schock into a whole bunch of different arrangements for different choral groups, including a men's and women's choir part, which we hope to do this coming Christmas time at church. This is a copy of the cover of the book that I referred to earlier that's in 12 volumes. Schock's music is in 7 of them, and we're doing all 7 of those today. Next, I will play 3 more Schock selections from the Hymn Prelude Library, which I just showed you the cover, series based on the familiar tunes. They are hymn number 696, O God, my faithful God, then number 636, Soul adorn yourself with gladness, followed by 760, What God ordains is always true. These are very familiar Lutheran hymns. Next is what God ordains is always good. And he has another one of these wonderful counter melodies that goes along with a regular melody, which you'll recognize right off the bat. He's amazing at writing counter melodies. Next, Paul will play three more arrangements by Dr. Schock of hymn number 906, Christ has made the sure foundation, then number 700, Love Divine, All Loves Excelling, and then number 696, O God of God, Light of Light. These are all great familiar chorales. Finally today, I'll be playing an arrangement by Dr. Schock of his own composition. It is an arrangement by him of his own piece. Now that is a bit unusual. Carl was a longtime member of the American Guild of Organists, and he wrote this arrangement for the 100th anniversary of the Chicago AGO chapter and put it in a book. Carl Schock was recognized in 2002 with the Lifetime Achievement Award at the National Convention of the American Guild of Organists in Philadelphia. I was there, it was exciting. Anyway, this hymn, which we frequently sing and love, is number 910, Now the Silence. This is one that's in over 30 different denominational hymnals. We hope you've enjoyed viewing this week's program and listening to us play the special edition of Music of Hope and Comfort. All the music played today was composed by our recently departed mentor and friend, Carl Schock. Next week, we will be playing more Epiphany music, so be sure to join us. Coming soon, we will be featuring Lenten and Transfiguration hymns and their stories. Let us know your favorite Lenten hymn so that we will include it in our programs. Thanks to my organist colleague Paul Frazee and to our amazing camera videographers Rick Schultz and Mark Kornitz, who do great work. If you have comments or suggestions or ideas for future programs, which we do respond to, please send them to me at brune.saint.johns@gmail.com or call me at 630-707-7655. Keep well, pray for our church, our school, our state, and our nation during these changing times. Go in peace, serve the Lord. Thanks be to God.